The latest TV drama about doctors is The Real Deal. The docu-series Lenox Hill takes viewers inside a very busy New York City hospital. Take a look.
He has a very big arteriovenous malformation of his brain. It's having very severe headaches. The trouble is, a lot of docs won't take care of these people. There's an attitude towards a person that's an addict. Well, most of them they're just normal people. They just got themselves in trouble, you know?
Joining us this morning is Dr. David Langer. He's the chair of neurosurgery at Lenox Hill Hospital. Good morning to you, doctor. Thank you for joining us this morning. Oh, can we have his audio, guys? I don't know if we have your audio. Can you hear me? There we go. I hear you now. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. This show is amazing. I am halfway through it right now. Let me get to this. Were you surprised that Netflix was even interested in telling the story of your hospital in particular? Because when my research on this, I found out once they interviewed you, they realized this was the hospital they wanted.
Well, it was really the directors who found us. It was not, they went to Netflix afterwards. So it was their idea, their concept, that they had proven the idea in Israel. They did a similar show in Israel, and they identified us as their target. And then the rest was history.
Have you been surprised the fact that people care so much about what's going on inside this particular hospital?
Actually not. I mean, I think part of the reason for doing this was we knew what we were doing was special. We were legit. And I knew that if, this was shown to the world, that it would be influential because of what the usual things are that people would pay attention to. I did this for my kids, in fact, to get them, as much as they were interested in being a YouTuber or a rock star, that being in healthcare is still amazing. And that was the original intent. And there's amazing stuff going on here, and I'm sure the other hospitals. We were just lucky enough to be the focus. But what healthcare workers do every day is incredible. And there's so many good stories. There are bad stories, but in general, it's a wonderful thing to do with your life, and that was the intent of the show.
And particularly right now, I mean, healthcare heroes on the front lines. Everybody wants to know what is going on inside the walls of hospitals. But one of the reasons for joining Lenox Hill Hospital for you was to build the hospital's neurosurgery department and its legacy. So how do you feel that this process of the film is actually contributing to that process?
Can't hurt.
Right.
I think that certainly there was no intent to have a Netflix show as part of this. It's because we're just sort of flywheeling it, and it's just like, oh my God, how does this happen? But we've always approached this with the right intent. Our intent was to do this the right way. I'd learned from the other hospitals where I've been in those the right and wrong things to do, and this gave me an opportunity starting from zero without legacy. It's been difficult. It remains difficult, but the fact that we have this kind of world exposure makes this even more breathtakingly interesting, and we feel very blessed and lucky. This is definitely going to help us, and I'm grateful for the opportunity.
And for those who don't know and are now have their interest piqued, it's neurosurgery that you're taking a look at in this series, also the OBGYN department. It's incredible to see the births happen, and also the ER as well. In particular for you as a neurosurgeon, you take us into that operating room, and every time before you do surgery, you take this 10 seconds, right, to just kind of take a deep breath with your team. What's that all about right before surgery? How does that get you prepared?
Well, we were sort of initiated what's called a timeout about 5-10 years ago. We had to do a mandatory timeout before surgery that really focused on some of the mechanics, the non-patient related things. Maybe the diagnosis and the side were correct, so we didn't do wrong side surgery or the wrong patient. That was the intent, and that's worked out very well. But John Bookfar, my partner, brought the idea of doing a mindful moment of sort of just meditating before the surgery. And I kind of loved the idea. And I added this concept of discussing the patient ahead of time to remind everyone in the room of this was a human being, the family. And it just is a calming moment. And you can really feel the anxiety and sort of pressure sort of leave the room during that time, just from the quiet. And it's been something we've been doing for many years. And I think it's really contributed to some of the uniqueness of our department and the uniqueness of both the patient and the provider experience at Lenox Hill.
Was this filmed prior to the pandemic? Do you address that all during the series? Because I'm only halfway through. I haven't gotten to the end yet.
Yeah, we filmed from early 2018 through the end of 2019, and the pandemic just added a whole other layer. There's a 9th episode, which they filmed during the pandemic, it was really total chaos. That has a very different feel and a very different message than the rest of the show. But the fact that this happened at the same time added a whole other layer, I think, of interest and exposure for healthcare, and it's really made this even more popular. I think that healthcare and the value of healthcare has really been shown to be so much right now, and we're lucky enough that we were going to get that exposure.
This is a fantastic series. Lenox Hill is my family hospital, by the way. It has one of my favorite places nearby, Pastrami Queen. I'm sure you know it. It's
great
the
matzo ball
best.
soup.
And their sandwiches are this high. I mean, they're amazing. Dr. Langer, appreciate your time this morning, and congrats on the series, and good luck to everything that you do. You're an amazing doctor.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. Lenox Hill, everybody, currently streaming on Netflix.